Small detail.
I thought we were already live. My fault. Sorry about that. We just now went live. Thanks for the heads up. Oh my goodness. Well, here we are today. It's we're a little bit late getting started off today, but you know, what the heck. We're all here. At least right now we are. So Dustin's here, and we've got Arizona Lowe with us today. Hey, Arizona.
Hi, Tom.
How you doing? I caught your show on Melanie Hall's show the other day. That was really good. I enjoyed that. So I had to catch it on the replay, but if anybody didn't see that, go see it. It was pretty cool. And then, of course, we got the lovely Katherine Wolffong with us today. Hey, Katherine, how are you?
Good, Tom. How's it going?
Good. Did you guys get to meet Dustin while he was out there?
No, I didn't see Dustin. Were you in Boulder?
No, we were in the Springs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, the show is about Dustin went to a mastermind that has some pretty big marketers in it, and what we're hoping to do is get a few tips from him. So, Dustin, how are you today, my man?
I'm doing good. I had a good weekend and got some good tips from. We had, Bert won a contest, so part of his prize was to have Diane come out and hang out and just be with him for a couple days. So he wanted to use some of that to share some of his winnings with other people, and had a couple other marketers. Adam Chandler and I drove down from Denver, and so it was Bert, Adam, Diane, and then I hadn't met the Aaron Rashkin marketer from. I guess he's a big Empower Network guy.
And, is that what he does? Empower Network? Yeah, I just know the name. I don't know what company he's with.
Yeah, I guess he got his $1 million ring from there. And so he had some great tips that were, just another perspective. It's interesting because each one of them does such a different way of marketing.
Yeah. So I mean, did y'all sit around and actually talk business, or did y'all just have drinks and BS a lot, and then talk a little business from now and
it was kind of a round table approach. I took some notes.
Oh, cool.
It was more of we kind of got sat down and looked at, where are you at now, what are you doing, and what do you need help with? And so we all kind of just went around through the room and just talked about, where we're at, what kind of marketing we're doing, and that kind of thing. And she talked about how her system is completely different from, doing what we're going out and trying to make a list and marketing to blogs and doing videos and trying to go out to social media and meet people. That's not her style. She lets people come to her.
You talking about Diane?
Yeah, Diane. Her whole thing is, look, I'm not out there chasing anyone. I'm just connecting with people, showing them fun things, making it a cool experience. And oh, by the way, if you like this, maybe you'll like this other offer, and kind of points them in the right direction. Is kind of her take on it. Is what I took most out of that there.
Yeah, I think her mantra is produce a piece of content every day, email her list every day, and it's one other thing. I forget what it is right off the bat. But
list contact.
Oh yeah, meet people, create content, and email your list is what she does. I think every day. That's her 3 things that she does.
And we talked about that last week too. Hey, I see we're marketers. I see what you're doing in whatever company you're doing. I've got a newsletter, and it kind of explains some of this stuff. It might help you. Can I just put you on it? And cut to the chase of all the capture page stuff, and that is just, hey, can I have your email? Let me put you on my newsletter list. And that's one thing I know Bert's doing big time and is really successful with.
Well, I think he's basically following her marketing is my understanding. Is that your understanding, or?
Yes and no, because he is, but he goes out and connects with people every day, and that's not what she does. She doesn't chat, she says. So.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
She doesn't chat or connect with people. At events or online, or what are you talking about?
Online, going out on Facebook and starting conversations. That's not what she does, she says, and that's what Bird does.
Well,
Okay.
see, that's my understanding of what she does. So I'm surprised by that. Because what she does is she goes out on Facebook and just makes friends and just touches base with people and starts conversations. That's my understanding.
Every day.
Huh?
And emails her list every day, which is something that.
And creates content.
The room was pretty lacking on,
Oh, really?
A constant contact with their list and being able to make that daily piece of exciting content or stuff that was not even business related, but just to connect with them. And I would say, pretty much 90% of the people in the room, there's probably about 25 people in there or less, and no one was really doing that on a daily basis.
Nobody was emailing on a daily basis?
Not to their list, nope.
Boy, I'm surprised at that.
So that was a big thing that, was something that was suggested there.
But was everybody agreeing that was a good thing?
Yeah, Aaron said sometimes he would do like 7 times a day on some promotions or something and just blast it out, a bunch. Adam's big on that because he's more of an internet marketer versus a network marketer, and his approach from an email marketing course, he gave some tips from email marketing standpoint, and that's a big thing he does, is just connect daily and sometimes multiple times a day on an offer, something like that. They all said one thing that was interesting. You gotta get people in front of an offer, and you gotta lead with who you are, and be able to sell other people's products first, and then eventually sell your own products. And that was kind of their formula. And I don't know, I've been following Adam for a while now, and if you look at his stuff, it's almost directly modeled off Ray Higdon's stuff. But he has now, I think, 6 or 7 products that he sells on his blog.
Oh, cool.
So it's, I've been watching him evolve with Ray's stuff, and he's really modeled right after Ray.
Do you know if he's got a membership site on his blog?
No, I don't think he does. I'm not sure if he has a membership site, but I think it's all just a one-time product, this or that kind of thing.
So I have a question about email marketing. So when you send out an email and it's a marketing piece, does it have a link in there that someone is supposed to click?
Some say yes and no. Sometimes you can get filtered into a spam filter because of a live link. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I mean, I think almost everybody that puts out a list puts at least a PS in the line where somebody can go check something out. Okay. Because, but I mean, most of the time, if you're doing it right, you're putting out good content that either informs, entertains, educates, shows them how to do things, and then there's generally a link in there. I'm trying to. Oh, anyway. A lot of the big time marketers that are making, I mean, Ray sends something out every day. I mean, he produces something every day. He does a blog post and he does a video every day because it's all one piece. And then I assume he puts that out on all kinds of social media too. But he mails his list. He mails his list every day.
Diane mentioned, she said, if you run out of content to do, go back to Ray's blog and go back, 6 months, a year, pull a piece of content up and, repurpose it, get your own spin on it, and she said that is the cheat sheet for blogging if you want to go into it and learn. So if you run out of content, go look at something you did 2 years ago and repurpose it.
Well, while we're talking here, let me give a shout out to Adrienne Smith. She's got a new product coming out about blogging. She's a good blogger, and that's on my Work with Tom Coleman Gmail page. But you can go click that if you're interested in it. She's got a new product out. It's really inexpensive, and she gets like hundreds of comments on her blog post. She's known as the relationship queen or something like that. But she's real sweet. I like her. So give Adrienne a shout out.
On the email list thing, one thing that they said that no one was really doing in the room as well is doing a 90-day purge of emails, and some were doing it more. Adam, I think, said a little bit more frequently. But if you're sending out email lists and you're getting a low open rate or something, and even spam, your email is getting marked as spam from people, you want to make sure you go through and clean out the people who are unresponsive to your lists. Do some list hygiene, and both Adam and Aaron talked about that was being a big factor in keeping the spam complaints down low and keeping an interactive list.
Well, it keeps the deliverability of the emails in a better spot too. I believe there's benefit to that. So
exactly. But Diane's thing was 4 steps. Attract people, capture their information, communicate with them, and then close them. That's her 4-step method there. She says where people usually lead with something like, if I could show you how to make an extra $50 this month, that's pretty weak. Maybe $1,000 this month,
or $300 or $500 or whatever, some number. If I could show you this, would you do this?
If I could show you how to lose 10 pounds for the holidays, would you be interested?
Yeah.
She says kind of that's not her style at all. She goes in and just completely looks at their page and connects with their dog pictures or something else first, and then goes into hey, I see you're into dogs. I sell dog food. I've got a newsletter. I think you might be interested. Is it okay? Maybe I could put you on my email list or my newsletter list.
Yeah, well, I think the thing on Facebook, if people are going out on Facebook, and anybody who's on Facebook's got their whole life on Facebook just about. So basically, if you've got something in common with them, if you get in, if they're on it doing a comment stream or something, you can kind of get in on the conversation and then go say something to the effect of, oh man, I like what you said about such and such, and start a conversation that way. You just start a conversation. And then if you get around, generally when people start conversations, they get around talking to what they do for a living. And if the guy expresses they've got problems with anything, you say, I got a really good newsletter and teach a lot of people good stuff about home-based business stuff. Get on it. Or I don't know exactly how she says it, but
another way was, hey, I see what you're doing. It looks pretty cool. Maybe you have a newsletter. We could exchange emails, and you could get on mine. I could get on yours. Maybe they don't even have one, but you're able to just capture that email and go into that communication next.
So what else you got? What else was really good that you took away from that? Anything that just really impressed you or made you go, ah?
it wasn't like that. I mean, I think people were thinking they were going to get something technical or, really super magic bullet type of approach, and she was just like, look, that's not the way I'm approaching this. That's not the way that I come to the table with this. I've got the
Yeah.
value. I know where to show people valuable things to help them build their business and, exceed in whatever they're working on. And that's how the posture is. And it's a totally different mindset, I think, was her whole concept of, you need to get out of this mindset that you're trying to sell people stuff,
Yeah, she was just make conversations with people, make a friend, and then if something comes up, get them on the list. And then once they're on the list, then you can make a relationship with them, keep marketing to them. But she's very low keyed about all her stuff. Everybody else is more get to it kind of a little bit.
Yeah, that was,
She's different. That's for true.
Thing about attracting people to her and then just getting them to go look at this offer. Maybe they'll buy, maybe they won't, but no sweat off her back for just pointing in the direction of their solution to their problem.
I like that. I like attraction marketing. I like that piece. And I think that works for a lot of people. And it's interesting when you find someone that's actually willing to step out and say, look, this is a new way to, or maybe not even a new way, but just a different way to look at it. And this does work. It may not be for everybody, but it does work.
Well, what she gets it down to is she gets it down to a simple term that anybody can basically do, and if you follow what she says to do and do it, basically it works. And because 97% of the people that are in the business don't make it.
Right.
So I think she's got a program, and she's got a great program that is helping a lot of people out. So. Diane Hockman, folks, check her out.
When you say 97% of the people in the business don't make it, are you talking about anyone doing any sort of internet marketing, like my indies on Today's Visions, or are you talking about?
It's 95 to 97%. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, most people don't make a lot of money at it. I mean, it's really pretty amazing. It's like anything else, one of the things I've been in a lot of different businesses where I wouldn't even talk to people for 3 months unless they could make it, because your dropout rate's so high. So it's just amazing. But a lot of people do real well at it too, and a lot of people. I mean, if you're making a couple $1,000s a month on a residual basis, I forget, you got to run the numbers on it, but that's a pretty good asset base to produce that kind of income. So it's a great model if you can find somebody that can show you how to make a profit pretty quickly and stay in profit. And one of her claims to fame is that she's been doing this for 16 years and she's never had a month where she was not profitable from the beginning. So she's pretty sharp. I mean, she's real sharp. So what else did
Adam was his style is totally different. He used a lot of paid advertising methods, and one of the things that I took out of there that he's like, so many people make this mistake when they're getting into creating their own stuff and they're trying to promote something and they're trying to make an ad. And he's like, look, take the capture page of the ad that you want to promote and take the exact verbiage off that page. Don't rewrite it. Take that verbiage, put it into the Facebook ad or whatever, and just use that verbiage so that when they see the ad, they click on it and it goes right to the capture page. It says the same thing that they're looking for.
Keeping it congruent. Yep. That's a good tip.
People I've mentored in that, and they've they change up all the verbiage and they want to, add their own spice to it, and it does them a disservice in actually capturing the leads for that. So he does, very different marketing in that. Aaron talked about doing that paid advertising as well, and he will create 3 different versions of a capture page and test them all.
Well, now are they running? Did they talk about how were they running the ads? Were they running them on like Facebook or Twitter or Google
Facebook
AdWords? Facebook ads. Okay.
Well, that's what we didn't talk about that very much. We very briefly talked about doing ads, and these were all Facebook, but the same concept, for doing the same ad copy on the capture page. But the creating 3 different versions of the capture page, split testing them, choosing the best one, and then Aaron said he would keep that best converting one and keep creating another capture page.
Trying to beat it.
Testing that to try and get it up to the conversion rate that he wanted. I'm just getting, I think he said 45% on one campaign that he tried.
That's pretty sweet. Boy, if I got a 45% capture rate, I'd be delighted.
I know. A campaign to split test one other ad.
Yeah.
And if that, whichever one did better, they'll run that. But talk about continuing to, finding the best one out of those 3, and then continuing to split test other ads to try and get it up higher and higher. That's one thing he does has worked really well for him. And then they talked about, how do you collect and attract people to you, and one way was to create the content. So you just mentioned, creating informational content, creating educational content, how-to videos and things, creating inspirational things that you tell a story of yourself or someone else, creating entertainment, something that's off a TV or video or movie or a concert that you went to, something entertaining like that. And then the last one was promoting something to sell, promoting a great product that you had a good result with and just going to help someone with their project and that. So those types of content, I think, people get stuck in trying to create something and they forget, oh, maybe I should talk about something fun, that concert I went to, or what was popular on this TV show or movie or whatever.
Well, I mean, Adam's big, and one of Adam's things is his drink on a ship. On a ship, I think he said at one point, not too long ago, was what he got the most. So it's a lifestyle thing. What he got the most engagement on, what he got the most, and probably leads off of. I don't remember he said that exactly, but I know he said engagement. So, but he uses that a lot. So was anybody really big on lifestyle, or?
I think all of them were, That part is what's exciting and, gets people to be like, wow, if he could do that, maybe I could too, That's really fun. I want to do that. I'm just scanning through the rest of my notes here.
Yeah.
One thing that we're talking about doing an email a day.
Yep.
And you said, the putting a link in at the bottom as a kind of a PS. And one of the verbiage that Adam uses in the kind of at the PS line, instead of a PS at the bottom, he'll say, "Oh, by the way, check out this webinar tonight," and just as a "oh, by the way" kind of thing versus check out the webinar first in the whole part of the email.
Yeah, I think that's Diane says she mumbles. That's the mumble.
Mumble, yeah, a little mumble. Let's see. Anything else in here?
Is anybody running PPV ads? Anybody
We didn't
talk
talk
about
about
that?
that at all. We didn't talk about any traffic methods or, Adam's so big into the email list. He just did a big course on emailing, so we talked a little bit about that, and Aaron talked more about the content creation of all those different areas, putting down Facebook for 30 days and having people create content. And actually, that was one thing that Diane had said too. She said,
Yeah, she creates content every day.
she said, pick a collection method you want to use for the next 90 days. How are you going to collect and attract people to your whatever? Are you going to blog? Are you going to video? Are you going to do webinars? You're going to, what are you going to do? Can you commit to the next 90 days? And, part of the thing in that is like, look, it's going to be 45 days before you're going to see a result. Can you stick through that 90 days and, get halfway through the whole thing before you start to see any traction?
Well, I think sometimes it runs longer than that too. But I mean, the basic curve. Most everybody that has success in the business runs in 90-day increments. And typically, when you first start off, you're going to run like this, and when you get close to the end of that 90 days, that curve just jumps way off. And that's been proven time and time and time again if you produce something every day. So that's pretty cool. If people have the discipline to do it every day, you will find some success doing it.
Yeah, consistency is a huge part of this business that I think we get caught up in the hobby mode of, this is my real job and I do this, and it's kind of the back burner side piece that, when it gets hard and you have to actually grind the axe a bit, you start falling off the wagon. Doing a one tomorrow or maybe next week, or it gets so far down the line, and then the people that are trying to follow you don't see any consistency. They don't see any, you as a leader in that, because you're just doing it here and there. And I'd say a lot of people that I've met have struggles with that.
I hear that. Well, that's all great information, man. Is there any one thing you want to say just to kind of wrap it up? And then I want to talk to Arizona a little bit about what all she's got going on, and then Katherine a little bit about what all she's got going on.
The last thing in here, Adam had a really cool thing. I forget who we took it from. There's two different verbiages for getting on the newsletter, sales page, blog, or whatever. You can ask, do me a favor, tell me what you think about my newest thing, newest blog post, newest video, to get more engagement, more people to look at it and interact with it. And another little blurb here from Adam, like when you're actually talking to someone and you got to the part where you're about to close them on whatever, one of his verbiage that he picked up from some training he did is, he says, hey, it's not like we're curing cancer here. Signing people up at the biggest growing industry on the internet.
I'm sorry, I was laughing. Say that one more time.
He said, it's not like we're curing cancer here. We're just signing people up in the biggest growing industry on the internet.
Cool.
He said that line really puts people into question mode, and they're like, wow, yeah, this isn't ours, it's internet marketing. And so he's closed a lot of people with that line. I'm gonna try that one.
Well, the big thing in it too is duplicating your team and making sure your team can get into profit fast, and duplication. That's the big trick. Otherwise, you just got to keep spending money and have enough money coming in on your spend you can afford to do the advertising. And that's how Fernie and those guys, a lot of the guys that are making really big numbers, $1 million plus a year, most of those people are doing paid advertising.
We did talk about that from our standpoint, and how some of the leaders were spending, $2,000 to $3,000. Aaron has a magazine article that's a $3,000 a month page article,
And that's probably just one thing he's doing too. I bet he's doing more than that. Yep.
And he was like, that's not a big budget to be advertising with, So, I mean, when you're talking about representing some of these businesses that are low in cost to get in, and people are making these astronomical amounts, what they don't tell you a lot of times is some people are dumping, hundreds of thousands of dollars into advertising campaigns.
Well, but the trick to that whole thing though is not spending a whole lot of money until you got something that that you're, like, if you've got a front end product that you're charging $7 for, that your cost for that lead's not more than $7, and then you're looking at your lifetime value of that sale, and the relationship building on the back end, and then you got your OTOs and everything. So, but most of the money is on the back end. But the way that you fund your advertising though is on the front end. And typically you've got to sell at least a product that pulls in $7 or $12 or $27, or generally it's between $7 and $27. So that works pretty well.
That's where Diane talked about, look, capturing leads is great, but your goal for the day should be making sales. And that's why it's profit every year.
Well, there's difference between a tire kicker list and a buyer's list.
That's right.
You want a buyer's list.
Being interactive with the list and keeping them excited and having fun, and like Bert does, showing pictures of his goats, and people go crazy. One thing that was interesting about that was that Diane was saying, since they've been doing these webinars together and they bring the goats out and there's a little show of, oh, this is the goat, that, now people have started a thing wherever they see a goat, they post it and they tag them. So it's created this thing.
So they're going to blow up on Facebook.
Right.
Well, I like the bunnies myself.
It's just fun. It's just fun and different and exciting, and people like goats. So
yeah,
Jimmy Cook would be proud.
She would. Well, cool, Dustin. That's a lot of good information, man. Thanks for sharing all that. Well, I appreciate that, and hope the audience liked it too. And let's see. We're getting close to our time here, so I feel like we've neglected Katherine in Arizona, so let's chat with them for a little bit. Arizona, you were just with Melanie Hall the other day, and you were talking about you got so many things going on, everybody was worried about you.
Well, what people don't realize is that they all wrap up into the whole. So,
yeah. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Well, and I really question some of the information that Dustin gave, because when you're at the beginning of creating relationships with people, you're going to be on Facebook, you're going to be on Twitter, you're going to be on Google+.
Well, he said he ended up saying that though. She does market on Facebook, and what she does is she just goes out and makes friends. Mm-hmm. And then she asks, about 10 people that she talks to every day, she talks to 10 people every day and makes friends with 10 people every day. And it's just a friendship. And as part of that conversation, people talk about what they're doing for business. And then if they say that they're having problems in their business, she talks about how to get on her list, and she helps people in the home business area and that type of thing. And she generally will get 2 or 3 people on her list every day out of 10. So that's kind of how that works, I think.
Well, the way that I feel. Go ahead, Dustin.
She just made a point to say she doesn't go out and chase people. That's not her thing. She doesn't. She lets them come to her.
She doesn't chase them, but she does make friends every day. She makes 10 friends a day. Send her an email and ask her that.
By doing fun things, not by trying to attract them to her business. I think that's her biggest difference. Has nothing to do with connecting with her business right away.
We're breaking up a little bit.
Anyway, all the vast many things that I'm doing all wrap up into the single package of today's visions, the HOAs, writing the feature articles, working with my curators, all of that is just part of the Today's Visions package.
We'll talk a little bit about what the Today's Vision package actually does.
Well, today's
like if I'm an indie, what does that mean? What is an indie?
Well, an indie is, in my mind, and the way that I interpret the word, is that's any independent business person. Someone who's not under the umbrella of a corporation. So, artists, authors, leadership speakers, motivational speakers, positive bloggers, all of those are indies. And what we're trying to do is to promote the indie movement. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, and like I said yesterday, there's just been an explosion of indies, especially, the combination of the internet world and the fact that a lot of people are without work. And they're using, and they're saying, okay, now I'm forced not to work, so I'm going to do my indie dream.
Well, and I think I saw something the other day, a prediction by the end of, I can't remember, not very long from now, that 50% of the jobs are going to disappear. So looks like network marketing is the way to go. And today's vision, and get the word out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to
it's fine.
But okay, so an indie basically is anybody who is looking to do something on the side, or some of these guys are actually making a living doing this thing. So
right.
Yeah, I mean, there's always people making a living doing something.
And what Today's Visions gives you is a cross-platform for various reasons. You're in a group with, if you're an artist, let's just say you're a photographer. So now you're in a group with motivational speakers. You're in a group with leadership people. You're in a group with other business people. All of that's a market that you may not have even dreamed of reaching, because typically our Twitter feeds and Google Plus accounts are filled with people within our own niche. So
photographers are talking to photographers, and okay. So the concept is to broaden their audience.
Right, and then the other thing is, if a person is looking for, let's flip it around. Let's say you're an author now, and you need a photographer to take photos for a book. Well, now you have a network of photographers to go look at.
And you'll have made some friends probably within the community.
Right. So that's kind of the concept that we're trying to build with Today's Visions. And it is it's a building process. It's a lot of work.
I hear that. Well, and you've got you have a music portion of that. Is that, or tell me a little bit about that.
Musically Inclined is a venue that I want to start. It is not active yet. It actually, there is a subdomain, musicallyinclined.todaysvisions, which puts it within the network, but it's not live.
Okay.
I need a curator.
Okay, so you're looking for and what's that curator going to actually do?
They need to commit to writing at least one article a week. Success rate on Today's Visions, as far as keeping high engagement, is 3 a week. They need to commit to posting, tweeting, getting out in the social media world, something from their venue at least 6 times per day.
And that's a paid deal too, right?
It is a paid position, and it comes with all kinds of perks. You get a free website hosting from our sister company. You get all the advantages of a gold member. So there's a lot to it.
Cool. Well, what didn't I ask you that you want to say that people should know about?
I think that's it, except I want to tell everyone to have a wonderful day.
Thank you. I love it. I love your plant too, though. It looks great, and I love your logo too. I mean, that's really cool. You're gonna have to, after the show, you're gonna have to tell me how you did that, because I need one of those, something to that effect.
Hey, well, I'll tell you how to do it, and then I'll do you one better. I'll offer to do one for you.
Sweet, sweet. Well, Katherine, we're on you now. So what's up?
Well, let's see. I was going to try and do a screen share and show my website, but I wasn't able to figure it out on this Chromebook.
Well,
So,
I tell you what. I bet you can get Arizona Lowe to do it.
Guess what? I'm already started.
woohoo! Yay! Yeah, when I tried to share it, it just wanted to do an internal screen share of the Hangout. So, I don't know. I've got to get it figured out. So that's
Well,
what,
on the Chromebook, it won't work very well. Trust me.
yeah, it
So
didn't.
let Arizona do it real quick.
All right.
Put it up there, and then you can talk about it. And I'm gonna turn my camera off for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. So.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, Arizona. So as you see, is it up?
It is.
Okay.
I hope it is. No?
No.
All right, let's try again.
I'll try one more time. Thanks, Arizona.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ah. Oh, wait, there it is. All right, so as you can see, this is my website that I'm proud of. So I do psychic readings and house healings, and if anyone wants to check it out, please do so. I tell you a little bit more about my philosophy and about my business on the website. It's balancedergy.com. And you can even give me a phone call. I have my phone number listed on here. Make an appointment. I can do readings over the phone, or I can do them over Skype. I can, if you're in the Front Range area or Boulder, I can do a house healing for you also. And so anyway, that's I don't know. Do you have a question, Arizona? Maybe.
I think your website is just stunningly beautiful.
I agree with that.
Well,
It
thank
looks
you.
great.
Thank you. So yeah. So it tells all about me. Yeah. So thank
Oh,
you.
I missed the whole thing except the very little last part, huh?
Very little last part. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and you can send me an email. I'll get an email. It has a contact information, and Arizona is going to help me work on getting another site up so I can do some blogging, and then I'm going to do some videos that talk about some truths about psychics and some things that are out there that are non-truths. There's some things that go on that people have beliefs about psychics that Hollywood has put into people's minds, and so I'm going to try to address those things in kind of a video series. That's kind of what I'm going to come up with, and yeah.
But I mean, you help a lot of people out. How do you tell us how you help people out?
Well, I am a healer. Also, I've been working on that. I do healings. I have been studying at the Boulder Psychic Institute for several years. I'm actually on staff there now, and I do healing work, energy healing work. Everything's made of energy, and so it is a process. I don't know exactly how else to explain it other than energy healings are something that I do. And if anyone is interested in receiving healings, they can also contact me about that type of work.
Well, and I want to make a recommendation. My dog was feeling bad, and Katherine was able to help him out, and he's got a whole lot more energy today than he had yesterday. So she helped out a lot. I can, if anybody's got some aches and pains and problems, talk to Katherine. She can help you out.
Well, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I'm
You're
going to
welcome.
continue to work on your dog too. So
It's not an instant kind of thing, depending on what it is, but
right. It's
yeah,
not a
so
one
it can
and
take
done.
some time.
I mean,
But anyway,
that's like with anything. I mean, you don't just go to a chiropractor once and have it be done or anything. I mean,
well, no, sometimes you do.
well, okay,
Sometimes you do.
sometimes you
Sometimes
do,
you do.
but it's one of those things where depending on how long the problem's been going on, depends on how long it'll take to fix things. If you've had something going on for a really long time, it's going to take a little bit longer to heal than if
Well, that makes perfect sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we can all just throw kudos out for Catherine because she really helped me by reading the energies that surrounded a really traumatic event that had happened in my life. So she really helped clear my mind and the energies surrounding me. It was
Cool.
wonderful.
Can you do anything for tinnitus?
Yes, I can. And
Do you hear that? She said yes. You and her need to get together for a little bit.
Yeah.
She might can help you. I think she can.
Yeah, I got to squeak out of here, guys. I'm off to the rehab center, so I will catch you next week.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was good.
good stuff.
all right. So
All right,
yeah,
guys, see you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye, Dustin.
I believe that we're here at this time on this planet, and there's Western medicine involved and Eastern medicine involved, and we choose to work with both types of medicine. So it's a compilation of both. I don't discount working with any type. I don't think so. That's what I'm going to say about healing. I think it's anyone who chooses to do one or the other or both. It's a good thing to do that.
Can I ask you a question along the lines of healing?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things that I found is that meditation, helps me keep the energy balanced and helps me be very aware of my body, which helps in healing certain things. Do you teach those skill sets?
I haven't been teaching those skill sets. It's something that I'm planning on doing. So yes, I can help you if you're interested in learning more about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we've run over now.
Yay!
So it's been fun. So I'm sorry I didn't get you guys on camera more than we did, but
I love hearing about the marketing piece.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think it was awesome.
Cool. Hope we shared some good stuff. So anyway, hope everybody had fun, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 12 Eastern time.
All right, thanks. Thanks,
Bye,
Eric.
y'all.
Thanks, Tom.
Y'all take care.
All right,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye-bye.